Cleveland County. I'm Deborah Blanton, host of Cleveland County Kitchen, and this is the month of December 2019, and we are in a chicken yard. Our topic today, our food today, will be eggs, and we're going to prepare. Linda is going to prepare the eggs that we're going to be cooking and show you what to do for your Christmas dinner. And I am here with Linda Lane, who is the half owner. I'm assuming your husband is the other part.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I'm the president, and he's the silent partner. But he's silent to everybody else but me.
Well, that's maybe good and bad. But anyway, let Linda tell you. Well, first of all, Linda does everything. She has chickens, pigs, cattle. She grows vegetables, all different kinds, most of which you've never even heard of. She's just installed a 100-foot greenhouse, so you can expand your business, Linda.
Oh, yes, ma'am. And worst case, if the vegetables don't grow well in there, I'll just turn it into a big chicken house.
Well, there you go. There you go.
I've got Isa Browns in here.
So
they
tell
look like
us about
comets
why,
with the white.
First of all, why there are different colored eggs, and what you can do about if someone wanted to have a few chickens in their backyard, could you give some insight into that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We wanted to have some variety because when you go to the store, you only see white eggs or brown eggs.
Oh, and brought them over here.
They're all perfect. They don't have spots. They don't have warts, little calcium deposits on them, streaks, or little ribbons where my experience is if you see little ribbons going around, little warped edges on your egg, it usually means that hen jumped up somewhere, and when it came down, it landed hard, and the little eggs in the oviduct kind of bumped each other and made a little ripple in it. But we wanted to have some colored chickens and colorful eggs.
Okay, so I guess we could pick out one chicken. Well, we know that the white chickens lay white eggs.
Right, they're white leghorns.
Okay.
The white leghorns are actually the lightest ones here, and they grab their snacks in the evening and they go into the coop, and they're the first ones inside.
Now, you were telling me something about lights, and we're in December, so the light is decreasing during the daylight. And there's something unique about what you do to keep these chickens laying.
Well, she didn't want to be picked up. We put a light in our greenhouse, in our chicken coop that comes on from 3 in the morning till 7 in the morning. We're reaching those hours during the day where you have less light, and the Persephone's fixing to show up, and that'll be about 10 hours. My husband said he wanted to move to Shelby. Well, we'll have less daylight, so chickens need roughly 14 hours of daylight.
See, my daughter lives to lay eggs.
Yes, ma'am. So we put the light on, so that cumulative total will be roughly 14 hours. So when the daylight comes in, it hits the eyes, it goes through the pituitary gland, it tells the ovary, right, somewhere back behind the eyes, tells the oviduct to release an ovary to release an egg. So this is every day. So if your hens aren't getting daylight, there's going to be less eggs, and it's a big feed bill if your hens aren't working for you.
Well, that absolutely makes sense. Now, we showed here some of this green grass, and this you specifically planted to harvest for them. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. It started out as a deer deterrent to keep them out of where I'm growing food for people, and it turns out that the Throw and Grow product had Berzacchia in there, so I figured they're not eating the kale out of the grass, they're not going to eat the kale in the yard where I'm growing vegetables. So there's about 100-foot long strip and about 10-15 feet wide at places that the ryegrass is growing really nice. So now that we don't have grass out here to cut or mow down, which we do, and we have a lawn sweeper that sweeps it up, and we put out a bundle for the chickens, we put it out for the pigs and cattle. And right now, every day they're going to start getting their bucket of green grass that goes along with their organic feed and organic scratch.
And we have to move on a little bit here, Linda. Are there any starter things that you might suggest to people that if they wanted to have a few chickens to make their own eggs? In Virginia, were you?
Remington.
Any suggestions?
It was between, yes, ma'am. Don't think you're saving money if you want to have your own eggs. You're going to get a coop. You're going to have to make sure they're protected, and a lot of products out today, they're on the ground floor and they go up into their little house and they live up there, and you can go out back and take the eggs out of the back of the coop.
What are the black ones?
But if you want them roaming around, you have to make sure you don't have a lot of predators. But fresh eggs are can't beat it. You got to have fresh eggs, and the best way to do that is get with your kids, or if you're just a couple, figure out how many eggs you want per day. And just remember, if you're going on vacation, somebody's got to come over and feed them and close the door in them so raccoons and such don't get into their little coop.
Because this is a 24-hour, 365 days a year responsibility.
Yes, ma'am.
When you have chickens.
Yes, ma'am.
But evidently, it's rewarding to be able to collect your own food from them. Now, speaking of food, do you do something when the chickens quit laying, like eat the chickens?
Well, when our chickens don't lay, they have the light on. We continue to have them until we find the 1 or 2 families that take them off our hands, that actually process them for the meat. They don't have an issue with eating a 3-year-old hen, which I still have a couple in here. And I know which ones they are. I've got pictures. But these will only be here for 18 months, and then we'll find another home for them, for somebody who wants them in the yard and only an egg every now and then, but not every day, to produce food for people.
Well, Linda, thank you so much. We've been outside on a beautiful day, and of course, your chickens really in this big a yard are really free range.
Oh, yes,
which is what we all want, which makes our eggs better. You can find Linda at the farmer's market. She's selling eggs plus vegetables. So thank you so much, Linda.
Yes, Miss Deborah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Listen up. Do you have a passion for cooking? A desire to learn more about the craft of professional food preparation? If so, now's a great time to check out Cleveland Community College's brand new Culinary Arts Academy. This exciting 3-month program offers hands-on training for jobs in the food service industry. Across the nation, food service is one of the fastest growing industries. With your training at CCC's Culinary Arts Academy, you can compete for jobs in hotels, restaurants, conference centers, cruise ships, and other settings. Enroll in CCC's program and you'll gain in-depth training in food procedures, preparation, and commercial kitchen operations. Plus, the program includes a special add-on. You'll get your certificate in cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR training. You can earn good money too. Depending on where you work, starting salaries range from $20,000 to $50,000. In just 12 weeks, you can be well on your way to gaining the know-how to handle food safely, properly, as a true professional. Now ask yourself, are you ready to start your journey today at CCC?
Welcome to Meet Me at the Movies. I am Noel T. Manning II, hanging out with a bunch of cool folks.
Like Glenn from The Walking Dead.
The Critics' Choice Scholar. Christian is not with us this week because he was smart.
Tim, how are you doing back over there on the Tim Cam?
Tim Cam.
Love is eternal.
Love is eternal.
Knows no date.
It knows no date. Keep quiet.
Which means we can run this more than once.
That's exactly right. Yep.
Oh, look at he's celebrating.
He's celebrating.
Ragnarok. Was there a band called Striper?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I have no idea. I just made that up.
Well, welcome back, Cleveland County, to Cleveland County Kitchen. We're in the studio right now with Nancy Abasi-Akong. She is the Cooperative Extension's Family and Consumer Science advocate, which I believe is your title. And we are here today talking about the nutrient values of the egg and all the good things that you're supposed to do with an egg. Nancy, welcome.
Thank you, Deborah.
And let's talk about the egg.
Okay, well, eggs are certainly a nutritious food and a good choice, whether we're having them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or they make a great snack that can be prepared ahead, kept in the refrigerator. Very, very nutritious and a good choice all the way around.
Well, and let's talk about by nutrition. What do you mean by nutrition? I know there's protein in an egg, but I believe there are other nutrient values as well.
Yes, eggs have a high quality protein. They're very high quality protein and are considered one of the most nutritious foods. So when you're choosing an egg, you've already made a good choice right there. Eggs have lots of vitamins and minerals. They have vitamin A, vitamin D, all of the B vitamins are found in eggs, as are a number of other vitamins and minerals, the riboflavin, iron, and lots of other things.
Now, does cooking destroy any of those nutrient values, or are there special ways to be able to cook to save all the nutrients?
Right, no, cooking does not. As a matter of fact, you can only eat or consume eggs if they are cooked. So they have to be cooked in some fashion. Although there are some recipes, and traditionally things like eggnog or homemade ice cream and things like that, mayonnaise, use eggs. But with what we know now about the dangers of salmonella bacteria and salmonella food poisoning, the recommendation is that we only consume eggs either made with pasteurized egg products or cooked, if we cook the egg in some way. And of course that can be scrambled or fried, hard cooked instead of boiled, although we think of boiling eggs, but we don't want to boil them, but you want to bring the water to boiling and then turn off the range, move the pot, the water is actively boiling, and then let it sit for 12 to 15 minutes for a hard cooked egg.
Oh, well, that's good.
And that will be one of the things that we'll point out in our the fact sheet. And then of course you'll pour off that boiling water and chill them, and then they're ready to peel.
Okay.
So.
Well, storage, I know, is a very important thing. Of course, we buy eggs at the grocery store, and we're hoping that our Cleveland County citizens will buy eggs at the farmer's market. But you know, if you wanted to buy a lot, can you store them, and how can you store them safely?
Yes, buying them, when you're buying eggs, look to be sure that they are refrigerated. Whether that's at the farmer's market, you know, there on the street, or it will be in our new pavilion, we hope in the next season. But they should come from an ice chest or a cooler of some type. And certainly at the grocery store, you want them in a refrigerated case. When you take them home, put them right in the refrigerator. And if you're going to make a lot of stops on your way home, or if it's summer and it's really hot, then bring along a cooler of some type to put your eggs and your other perishable items into for that trip home, especially if it's going to be, if you're delayed in any way. Keep the eggs in the original container and store them in the main part of the refrigerator, not on the door, because you want them to be in a cold part of the refrigerator. And of course, with the door constantly being opened and closed, that temperature on the door is not that. And your refrigerator should be 35 to 40 degrees so that you know that, again, you've got the right cold environment.
Which is the kind of cold you'd want in your refrigerator anyway, with
right.
what you have in there.
Right.
What about selecting the best eggs at the store or at the farmer's market?
Well, eggs are graded, and you'll want to buy grade A or double A eggs.
Okay.
And that will be marked on the carton at the grocery store. Also check to be sure the eggs are clean and that they are not cracked. And of course, as you're transporting them, be careful that you don't crack them on your way home. So the eggs are fragile, and we have to, treat them with some caution.
Certainly, certainly. Let's talk about freezing eggs. I believe you mentioned that before the show started, and I find that fascinating. How would you go about freezing an egg to save it longer than perhaps just the shelf life?
Right, and the typical shelf life for eggs is 3 weeks or slightly more than 3 weeks. When it's stored with those proper conditions, that is. But if you're going to freeze eggs, you can either freeze the white, maybe you've had to separate some eggs for a recipe. You can freeze the whites separate, just mix them a little, or the yolk, again, mix it. And I will have information about that on the website, because there will be a fact sheet that you can either read on the website or print off. But if you're doing the whole egg, then stir them together just until there's
The
mix.
yolk and the white.
The yolk and the white. Just go ahead and mix it as if you're going to scramble the egg, but you're not beating to incorporate a lot of air.
Okay.
Just mixing them, the
Okay.
two. And then put it in a tight container, freezer container, label it, and you're ready to freeze.
Well, thank you for watching Cleveland County, this nutritional part of the egg, which is what we're talking about today. And if you'll just stand by, we'll be in the kitchen and talking with a local chef and cooking up eggs.
These days, having a secure job really matters. Take plumbing, for instance. No matter what's going on with the economy, there will always be a need for professional plumbers to fix problems, help finish a new home or renovation, and make sure the plumbing works just right. Plus, professional plumbers can make a very good living. CCC offers what you need to get going with your career as a plumber. We have a fast-track certificate program to give you top-notch residential plumbing skills and knowledge of code requirements. Our more in-depth diploma program can give you the technical know-how and skills to handle residential and some big commercial projects. You learn how to lay, install, and maintain piping fixtures and systems for gas, hot water, drainage, sprinkling, and plumbing processing systems in any environment. Job security, good pay, professional status. Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Arsenic, cadmium, fluorine, formaldehyde, rubidium, lithium.
Do yourself a favor and don't image search for exploding e-cigarettes.
What you don't know about e-cigarettes can hurt you.
Are you ready to take all this in?
Hi, Cleveland County. Welcome back. We are in Tommy Forney and Karen's kitchen. And we are going to be using Linda Lane, Mardette Farms, eggs. And we've made two things, or we will be making two things. One is crepes. And if you don't know what crepes is, just wait a few minutes. We also have a frittata, am I correct, Tommy?
That's what's
in the oven, and it's getting ready to take out. So these are two dishes that are very easy to make, as you'll see, and very holiday with the colors and whatever. The one thing we forgot to do was eggnog, but you all can do eggnog yourself. All right, Tommy, let's get started.
All right. Well, I've got the flour and the milk together in the blender, and I'm just going to take a couple of these eggs and add that to the mixture.
Okay, and the recipe will be out on the Cooperative Extension's website. We also wanted you to see all the different colored eggs here, if you can see that. Linda talked about all the different hens, the different breeds of chickens make different colored eggs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a friend that has eggs, and I thought that he said something about that there's really no difference in the egg itself, but the colors.
Right. Oh, yeah. But I mean, an egg is an egg, but the colors are based on the chickens, as we just learned from Linda.
Okay.
The breed of the chicken.
That makes sense, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now this is going to blend for a little bit.
Okay. There'll be a noise.
Blender noise.
Blender noise.
And I don't think it does. It makes it pretty quick.
Yep.
And,
Okay.
All right. So now we've got our batter, and
But now you also were particular about the temperature of the pan. I think you have instructions about that.
that's right. The pan temperature is critical, and I always say getting that first one to come out right is the tricky part.
Okay.
But we've got butter, and this has been heating up, so the pan is hot. And
So, yeah, he's wiping out, so there's not too much butter in there.
right,
And how much, is this a half a cup?
this is a 1/4 cup per crepe.
Okay.
And a crepe is basically just a thin pancake.
Okay, there we
with a
go.
little bit more egg ratio than the pancake would have.
Okay.
This batter has 2 eggs in it, and it only makes maybe 6 crepes or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
This size.
So it doesn't look like there's very much, but if they're thin, you don't need very much.
You don't need very much, and of course we're going to put something on the crepes or in the crepes.
Right,
You can
right.
do it either way.
And I believe we're prepared to put different fruits in here.
Right.
But you can also make a savory.
Exactly, which I've not done, but I think it would be very good with spinach or chard or anything like that. that you
Right,
want to
and
use.
you could probably put cheese in there as well?
Sure. Oh, yes.
okay.
Brie, the recipe that this came from called for spinach and brie, or Swiss chard and brie, I think. That's what it
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
But we're using apples. We've used strawberries, blackberries, combination of things. Bananas are good in combination with something or by themselves. And then we like to smear on a little bit of yogurt and some apple butter, or I've got some pumpkin butter that I made. And in the frittata, we've got some local ingredients like the pumpkin came from Lewis Farms.
Right,
and
right.
Greens.
But now I've got a critical question. After you make the crepe, do we put the fruit on it and then roll it up, or how does that
That's
work?
what we do, yeah. Just,
Okay.
fold it up, fold it together.
Okay, okay.
And, it's just like pancakes. You can make several of these ahead of time and keep them warm.
Sure.
That's really the best way to do it.
Sure. Okay.
Of course, you want to get it to where it's slipping around a little bit. And this is not an actual crepe pan. This is one I had. It's an emerald pan that I bought from Belk's a long time ago. It works for a lot of different things, but it seems to work pretty good.
But if it works, and I know you're going to do some acrobatics here with it.
Yeah, I don't build it up too much. But
Well, you have a cat that can eat it off the floor, I guess,
Yeah.
if you miss the pan.
Oh, yeah, it's slipping around a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Okay. So really part
what
of
you
this is, and the acrobatics part is so that you can get the top of it. You're cooking the bottom right now, and then when you flip it, the top will be on the bottom.
Right, and there's no reason you couldn't use a spatula and flip it that way. But
Oh, okay.
This is the authentic way, I guess, and it's fun. It's just
Okay.
kind of
All
fun.
right. Well, here we go. Pretty much. Okay, good
You can get it
enough.
kind of moving around and kind of hear it release. That's
Okay,
good.
not
Let's see.
quite.
Let me get it.
But it's important then to have really all of your ingredients ready, because we're going to make that right now.
Right,
Once it's ready, cooked all the way through, then we'll put stuff in it and roll it up.
That's right.
Good job. All right, well now, Tommy, I would think it should be done enough that we can show our guests.
Yeah, it could be just a little bit more golden, maybe, if we want to.
Yeah, but we're in the interest of time, remember.
Right.
So we're going to take that, what's over there, put that on the plate, and we're going to show you all how to wrap it up and roll it up.
So
Okay.
it
Oh,
should
here we
slide right out
go.
there.
Here we go. Here we go.
And,
All right, and
you can sort of pick your best side. If
all
you
right,
want.
and let's turn the gas off. If
All right.
that's important. All right, good deal.
right.
Perfect, perfect. All right, so
Now, what I'll
here we
do,
go.
and this is totally, you know, your own creativity, what you want, what you have, and what you want to do. Is we like to put a little yogurt on there.
Okay. Or a little sour cream. That
I guess you
might
could do
work.
sour cream. I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And this is pumpkin butter that I made from some roast pumpkin.
Okay.
And so I'm going to add that. The other thing I have, and I don't, well, I might mix it too, is this cranberry orange compote, which is very easy to make with cranberries and orange. And
So you just took like the what is it, the ocean spray?
yeah, yeah.
The bags of ocean spray cranberry
put it in a
mix.
pot and put some sugar and some orange zest and squeeze an orange, and there you go.
Fabulous. Oh, and to make it
now,
even more
let's
nutritious.
see, a fork right there.
Oh, okay. Here's a good deal. There we go. Good job.
We'll just spill a few
Okay.
on there.
To
and,
make it really nutritious.
Try that.
Oh, we're not going to roll it
Yeah,
up?
I'll let you do
Oh,
that.
I want to roll it up.
Yeah.
Golly,
It don't
yeah.
necessarily stay rolled up, just sort of.
Well, I don't know. It depends on if you hold
can
it.
pick it up or
Oh,
you can
look
eat
at
it
this.
with a fork.
Fabulous, Tommy. Let's
Great.
get out the
Let's-
frittata
yeah,
so
let's check the
folks can
frittata.
see that. Oh, my. This cranberry stuff.
So this has cranberries in it as well, and some Gruyere cheese.
Can you set it up there? Is that
Yeah,
possible?
I think so.
So we can get a good shot of that. And a frittata is like scrambled eggs, am I correct?
Yes, basically.
Scrambled eggs.
It's kind of a cross between a quiche and an omelet, maybe, but it's deep dish, and
Okay.
the cast iron works great. This has got onion, garlic, the greens, a mixture of greens, and some pumpkin puree, and sausage. From
And
local sausage.
And 3/4 of those ingredients are from farmers here in Cleveland County.
Exactly.
Tommy wanted you all to know that because we have so much variety of different foods here in the county.
And if you want to see a piece of this cut out,
Oh yeah, we're gonna put it on my plate. My plate, you all. Okay. Oh, that's perfect.
I think I've got something to get that out with right
Well, I can
here.
use my fork, Tommy.
Well, let's see if we don't have something right here.
I'm gonna get right in here. Woo-hoo!
Careful, that's a hot pan.
Yep, I'm with you. All right. So this would be great for Christmas morning.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, and so easy
Exactly.
to do, folks. Yeah, and the crepes would be too. Oh, that's splendid, splendid, splendid.
And there's no limit or no real requirement of what you put in it.
Oh, right. I mean, cranberries, what a cool idea. I'm very festive.
It's the first time on that combination, so you can let me know what you think.
I will.
It'll be hot, so be careful.
Thanks for watching, folks. And by the way, Merry Christmas. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday December. And thanks, Tommy.